Alright, what is up everyone? Before I get started, please don't mind my pimple, and I hope you don't mind that I'm not looking at the camera because I'm driving. But here's a quick introduction of what's gonna happen in the next few minutes of your time. Alright, what you're about to watch is the ultimate guide on how to create a perfect and effective routine for yourself and your kids, okay? Because I know the struggle personally, because I've been there, and I really want to help y'all genuinely on how to become an amazing version of yourself. Along the way, there'll be some exercise for you, and I will provide you the free worksheet. Everything will be down in the description below, and timestamps will be down below. And if you were to notice from the recording later on, you'll notice that I don't sound myself, because that was the first time I was recording and I really had doubts on recording it. But hey, I really want to help you guys, so why not I just upload it, and yeah, it will benefit you. So along the way, there will be some exercise for you, so go ahead and download that first. So pause this video, download the worksheet, and get yourself ready with your pen and your paper or whatever digital notes, however you want to take down your notes on, and do the exercise together with me, because I will be doing the exercise as well. So do it together with me during that session, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, hey mamas. In this session, we are going to talk all about daily routine. Now, the strategies that I'm about to show to you are the exact strategies that I use myself, and I am going to show you the examples that I've used, and you can see in the later slides the before and after of my daily routine. Alright, so this is the agenda for this session. So the first that we are going to dive into is we're going to talk about the definition of a routine, and why we need an effective routine, and what makes a routine effective. Okay, and then we are going to run through the 4 components of a daily routine, and I will show you how to implement these 4 components to our daily to-dos, and I am going to teach you how to multitask effectively. The objectives of this session is for you to understand the definition and the importance of daily routine, and I will explain to you the 4 components for an effective daily routine, and how to plan your daily to-dos with reference to your daily routine. And I am also going to share with you how to multitask effectively. So first, what is a routine? As you can see from the symbol here, it looks like a cycle, which it really is. Alright, so a routine is actually a plan to guide you daily on how you go about your day. And you have to work hand in hand with the time to ensure that you're on the right track. Okay, so the flow of activities that is happening within the day, okay, and it's happening regularly or consistently, that is already a routine. So without your knowing, you yourself actually already has a routine. But the question is your routine effective? Now, what do I mean by an effective routine? Okay, so as you can see from the diagram here, okay, if you're listening to this lesson, okay, I'm just gonna run through what the diagram looks like. It's basically a pyramid, okay, and at the top tier is our life purpose and our life values, okay, and based on the purpose and the life values, we can then curate our 3-year goals, followed by 1-year goals, and then your 3-month goals, and then your 1-month goal. Okay, so from your 1-month goal, you can then start to plan out your weekly schedule. Okay, what are the activities that you can do weekly in order for you to achieve your monthly goals. Okay, so based on your weekly schedule, you can then zoom into your daily routine. So ultimately, your daily routine, in order for you to have an effective routine, your daily routine has to always be aligned with your purpose and your life values. Okay, so I want you to look at it this way. Alright, when you are planning your daily routine, I want you to distribute your tasks. I want you to see your time as not a 24-hour clock. Okay, I want you to see it as a week instead of a 24-hour clock. Alright, I'm going to explain to you in more depth in the later section, but for now, these are the 4 components for an effective routine to occur. Okay, so I want to make it very simple for you. Okay, so for you to have an effective routine, you need to have these 4 components. So the first components, I'm going to run through each of it later on, but these are the 4 components, which are yourself, kids, your house chores, and your life admin. Okay, so what is self? So when I'm talking about self, I'm referring to self-care. There are 2 parts that you need to know about self, is that whether you are practicing self-care or self-soothing. Okay, so the difference is that self-care focuses on your growth as an individual. Okay, and this can be done daily. For example, you can do reading, you can listen to your podcast, you can do journaling, you can do meditation. These are all activities that you can do daily. Whereas for self-soothing are activities that helps to remove you away from a problem temporarily. Now, I'm not saying self-soothing is something that you should avoid. In fact, it must be implemented into your schedule as well, but this can be done once a week. Okay, this self-soothing part I will explain to you in the next session. But for now, we shall focus on the self-care because we are talking about daily routine. So we are trying to implement self-care daily. Okay, so for example, for self-soothing, we can have like taking bubble bath or putting on your face mask, or you can even do painting. All these hobbies that you have, you can put it in your self-soothing activity. Alright, so the layman term for self-care is the activities that focus on improving your physical or mental health. Okay, the next one is kids. You need to know when is the right time for you to be with your child and when you should give them space. Just like an adult, we also need to have our space. Same goes for our kids. Our kids need to have the space. The only difference is that our kids do not know how to express that they do want some space. Okay, now when I say space, I meant that your kid want to have time alone and they do not require adults to be with them. Okay, so now that you know that you can actually give space for your child, it's actually a win-win situation. Okay, what do I mean by win-win situation? That means when your child is having the space that they want to, you are also giving yourself a favor by using this precious time to take a break from parenting. And if you allow yourself to have this boundary, the time that you spend together with your child will be more valuable and special. Because I put it this way, if you are with your child all the time, okay, your child will learn to be more reliable on you. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is bad, but take it this way. If your child goes to school, you can't always be there for them, right? So we are trying to give that boundaries for our child. Okay, that they can have their own me time and we're gonna have our own me time. And when the time comes for you to be together, the time that you have together will be more valuable, more memorable, and special. Now, when is the best time to engage with your child? Okay, there are 4. First is during dinner time, is when you all come together, have a dinner together, and have a conversation together. Okay, it doesn't matter if your child is still young as 2 years old, you still can have conversation with them. This is actually a best time for me to have a conversation even with Isabel, even though she reads on her own, because this is when she will develop her imagination skills, and this is where she is going to talk to me about what she's reading, and she relates to her everyday life. Okay, and the third one is outdoor. I make it a point that every day, if I'm not working, we will have some outdoor activities where I would block 1 hour of my time to spend time with them outside. And the other best time to engage with my child is another best time to engage with your child is to have at least one session of their playtime where you actually sit down with them, interact with them, play together with them. Okay, just at least one session, because I know that especially for a young child as young as 2 years old or toddlers, they tend to have a lot of playtime. So I only need you to sit down with them at least for one session. Okay, our next component is our house chore. Okay, remember, our goal for daily house chores is to make your house looks clean in our naked eye. So that means if your wardrobe is in a mess or your bed sheet's not clean, it doesn't matter. Okay, your daily house chores the goal is to make your house looks clean, look decently clean. Okay, so when I talk about daily house chores, I'm talking about maintaining your house by cleaning up daily. So this does not include thorough jobs like washing your bed sheets, vacuuming the carpets, cleaning the windows. These tasks needs your full attention, your full hour to complete. Okay, and we can save these tasks on a later part. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in the next session, but only focus on your daily house chores. Okay, so I want you to take a minute to think about what can you do to keep your house looks decently clean. So in my example here, what I do daily is I will do laundry, I'll just do sweeping, cleaning the top counters, and clearing any visible clutter. That's it. It only takes me about half an hour to complete all of these tasks. And the last component is our live admin time. Now, in the next session, I'll be talking to you about what live admin day is. But for now, it simply means live admin time means those admin works that you need to do daily, and live admin day means those admin works that you should do weekly. Okay, so what is live admin? Now, you know the admin works that you need to do in your office to manage your company's business, to make sure that it runs smoothly. It's the same as live admin. The only difference is that live admin is when you do it yourself at home to manage your life and your household. And this can also include last minute tasks that pops up on the day itself. Some examples that I have for my live admin time is that I will amend my finance. I'll check my emails. I'll do some fixing, or maybe call my child's dentist to reschedule appointment. Okay? Now, I want you to take a minute and imagine yourself not having an effective routine. What do you actually feel? Well, I'm sure most of you are feeling it right now. Okay? You all are feeling tired. You all are feeling always rushing for time because you're literally everywhere trying to care for others, and you feel out of touch because you don't have the time for yourself. You don't have the time for self-care. All these traits leads you to having mommy stress. Okay? Being a mom is so much more work than your own current job. Okay? I am an educator, and I feel that my job is so much more manageable than being a mom myself. Okay, sometimes I've come to a point where I feel like I want to be at work. I don't want to stay at home because it's very tiring. I see myself everywhere. Okay, and it leads me to mommy stress. I feel unhealthy, and to a point where I feel depressed. Okay? So why do we need an effective routine? Okay, it helps you to feel calm by taking things at a slower pace, and by having an effective routine, you can actually prioritize your physical and mental health. Okay, this helps to set boundaries as well. Set boundaries meaning if there's anything that pops up during the day, you can literally just say, oh, that have to wait. I'll settle it during my life admin time, for example. And when you have an effective routine, you are actually taking control of your life instead of the other way round. Now, the question is how to find time. Okay, on top of all the schedule, you should have already list down your daily routine, and you should already see how packed your routine is. Now, how do we actually find time? Now, very simple. With the 4 components, self, kids, house, and life admin, we are going to distribute these tasks into these 4 components. Okay? And the extra one that you see right below is cooking and to buy. Now, the reason why I said cooking as an extra, it's because, let's be realistic. I myself don't cook every day. It all depends on how my working shift is like. And even if I'm not working, there are days where I tell myself to take a break and not cook. So we have takeouts. Alright, so cooking is just an extra thing. It's just a bonus. If you can cook, great. Okay, and the other part is to buy. Now, based on your purpose, what is your purpose? And based on your life values, you are going to think of all the tasks that is required of you and distribute these tasks in these components. Okay, now for my case, my purpose is to spread positivity in motherhood while chasing after our career. Okay, which is why I'm doing this right now. I'm doing coaching for new moms like you, and at the same time chasing after our career. And my values, my top 3 values are religion, family, and personal development. Now, based on my purpose and life values, I am going to distribute my tasks. I'm going to plan and distribute my tasks in these components. Alright? Now, these are the tasks that I want to do daily. Okay? So, this is based on a daily system. Okay? So, I'm looking at, for example, I'm planning this. I'm planning this task for tomorrow. So what I want to do for self, I want to read, I want to listen to podcasts, I want to journal, and I want to work out or yoga. Okay, and then for kids, I want to have outdoor activities with them. I want to do story time, I want to do playtime, I want to do dinner time. For house, I'm gonna do my laundry, I'm gonna sweep, I'm gonna clear the clutter, I'm gonna wipe down the countertops. And then for life admin, I'm going to amend my finance, and I have to call Isabel's dentist to set an appointment, and then create lesson for client. Okay, so this is my side business. Okay, if you have a side business, you can dump it in your life admin. Okay, and then for cooking, I'm gonna cook. I have 2 separate meals for cooking. I have the adults and I have the kids one. So for adults, I'm gonna cook chicken rice, and then for kids, I'm gonna have spaghetti for them. And then what are the things that I need to buy for the day? I'm gonna get some fresh flowers to replace the dead ones, and I'm gonna get onions and some tomatoes for me to cook on the day itself. Okay, it does look overwhelming, but don't worry, we will distribute this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to distribute this to our daily to-dos. Okay, so let's be real, guys. This is my before routine. Okay, I find myself so unproductive and I feel so guilty. To be honest, I'm actually embarrassed to be sharing this with you, but that's okay. I've learned, and I'm going to show you the actual routine before I implement my strategies. Okay, so I sleep in and I wake up at 8. Okay, right after I wake up, I have to deal with the kids. I have to make breakfast for them, and then at the same time I make coffee for myself, and then at 9 will shower, and then 10 and 11 you can see that I'm not doing anything. I'm just scrolling through my social media, and then I'll wait until 12 for me to do cooking. So it takes about 2 hours for me to finish cooking because I have 2 separate meals, and then 2 is when they will have their lunch. And you can see that I don't have lunch for myself because I have the habit of not eating lunch, and you can see that I didn't even eat breakfast, right? So 3 to 4 I'm back with scrolling again, or maybe I'll just watch Netflix. And then at 5 I just thought that I'll just sit, talk to them, play with them, just to remove that mom guilt. And then at 6 p.m. is when we will have our dinner time, and then shower time. And then you can also see that I don't pray consistently. So 8 is when I start to pray, and then I'll put the kids down to bed. And then 9 o'clock I'll spend some time with Yazid, and then 10 I'll be asleep. Okay, so this is before I start to have these strategies. Now I am going to put this into, okay, this is the worksheet that I'll be providing to you. Okay, and this I literally just copy and paste my old routine in this time blocking table. Okay, and then as you scroll up, you can actually see the tasks that I've mentioned before that I want to implement daily, right? And okay, this is the multitask here, but we're just gonna opt that out first because we haven't touched on that yet. Okay, but basically I am going to readjust my daily routine. Okay, so first we are going to have some reading, listening to podcasts, and then journaling. Okay, so when is the right time for me to do it? So maybe I can change this, and I will put this as journaling and reading. Okay, so I'm gonna wake up at 7 and I am going to do some journaling. I'm going to read and I'm going to make myself some coffee. Okay, so after that, at 8 is when my children actually wake up earlier, but 8 will be the best time for me to give them breakfast. Okay, and then 9 is when we're gonna take a shower. I think I'm gonna stick to that. And for 10 and 11, definitely have to change that. So we are going to change it to maybe outdoors. Okay, outdoors. Morning is the perfect time for us to go for outdoors. So I'm gonna scrap this off. Oops. And change this to outdoor activities. Now the recommended durations for you to go outdoors with your child is 1 hour. So 10 to 11, perfect timing. So outdoor activities. And then when we are back from outdoors, you really have to visualize your day. Okay, so let's make it very realistic that we can follow through. Okay, so after outdoor activities, maybe I'm gonna start cook. Okay, I'm gonna start to cook, and then at 12, I'm gonna cook again because I have 2 meals to cook, and then at 1, we're gonna have lunch together. Okay, so lunch, it's gonna take about half an hour for us to finish our lunch, and then this is when I am going to have a nap with them. Okay, I want to be very realistic. Okay, I need to have nap time in the afternoon so that I'm more productive throughout the rest of the afternoon. So I'm gonna have my nap time as well with them, and then at about 2 p.m. okay, I'm just gonna have a power nap, like say 20 minutes, and then at 2 p.m. let's see. Okay, so at 2 p.m. my kids will still be having their nap. So this is when I am going to have my live admin time. Okay, so my live admin time includes all of this. So I'm gonna settle all of this during at 2 p.m. Okay, so right after that, okay, definitely gonna change that. I want to okay, so maybe the showering time, we don't really need that 1 hour. Okay, so when I'm done with my shower and after I'm done settling them, I'm going to do my house chores. Like I said, my house chores, it only takes me literally half an hour. So I will do my laundry, I'll sweep, clear the clutter, wipe down countertops. Now, why do I say I only need 30 minutes of my time to do my house chores? That's because I do this daily. So when you do this daily and consistently, the task gets very minimal. So there are little things for you to do. There are little things for you to clear. There are little things for you to clear. Wiping down countertops shouldn't be an issue because it's not all dusty. So yeah, it only takes me a very short time. Okay, so now next we shall look into 3 p.m. Okay, scrolling through social media and binge watch Netflix. I'm definitely gonna change that. Maybe we are going to do playtime. Okay, so 3 p.m. is when my children will get up from their nap. This is when we will have our playtime together. Okay, so we will have 2 hours of that. Okay, so 3 to 5 will be playing together, and then what do we have after that? Oh, okay. I want to change my dinner time to 6 p.m. instead, because I find that 5 p.m. is still too early. So I am going to put, let me see. Oh, great. I've actually covered all. So this is actually my free time. So I'm just going to leave it blank, or maybe I'll just put in playtime just in case. Okay, and then 6 p.m. is when I will start to give them their dinner, and this is where we will sit down together and have our dinner. And then at 7, okay, I'm just going to push this for a bit. At 7, we're gonna shower. Okay, so I'm gonna shower the kids, and then after that I'm gonna shower myself, and then I have some buffer time. Okay, try to leave some buffer time for yourself. Okay, you don't want to immediately transit yourself to another task, so you want to have some buffer time. All right, so after you showered, okay, you want to have some buffer time. Again, this is where I'll pray, and then I'll have my story time with them. And then we are going to put the kids to bed. Okay, and at 9 p.m. I want to spend some time with Yazid, and then the rest of the time could be reading again, and then this is at 10 I'll go to sleep. Okay, so this is how I distribute my tasks to my daily routine, and you can do the same as well with your own current routine. I'm gonna go back here. Okay, so this is my after routine. Okay, after I implement all the strategies and putting in all my 4 components inside, this is where I am at right now. Okay, and now we are going to talk all about the art of multitasking. Now this is the formula in order for you to multitask effectively, and the formula is you have to do one task that requires you to think, and at the same time you are doing activity that does not require you to think. So what do I mean by that? Okay, task that requires you to think is when you are listening to podcasts. So currently I'm actually learning how to be a mompreneur. So I am listening to podcasts about it, and that requires me to think. And I combine these tasks with a no-brainer task, like doing my laundry. So while I'm doing my laundry, I can listen to my podcast. I just pop my AirPods and listen to podcasts. That is multitasking effectively. Now you don't want to combine tasks that requires you to think and another task that requires you to think. That doesn't make sense at all. Like for example, you're listening to podcasts about something that you're learning, and at the same time you're journaling, right? Doesn't make sense at all. So another example is what I will do is I will watch video lessons and shower at the same time. It sounds ridiculous, but it helps. It works on me. So for your case, since you are listening to my video lessons, you can do your laundry, you can fold your clothes, you can do your sweeping, whatever it is that is a no-brainer task. That is multitasking effectively. Okay, and always remember, routine exists for you only as a guide. So please don't be too hard on yourself if you are not able to follow your routine. It only serves you as a guide. Okay, so before we end this session, these are the things that you are required to do. You are already done with listening through the lesson slides. Well done, yay! And then I will give you a worksheet for you to complete. And then after that, you are going to start implementing the routine throughout the week. And you are going to tell me what are your struggles, what are your wins, how has it been when you implement my strategy. I will also be including this worksheet to you. Okay, so this is the daily to-dos that you can do on a daily basis. Okay, so this is your daily to-dos that I have specially prepared for you. Okay, and you can distribute your tasks in this components. What are the meals that you're planning to cook or takeouts? Okay, and what are the things that you need to buy? These are the important notes that maybe you want to include. Today you have a meeting, you have an appointment, whatever it is, you can just dump it here. Based on the task that you have included in these components, you are going to do your time blocking. Okay, and you have to refer to your daily routine. Okay, make sure it works for you on the day itself. Okay, sometimes every day our routine will change based on our own circumstances for the day. Okay, so you'll do the time blocking method. Okay, so for example, if you want to do your live admin, okay, live admin is my perfect time will be at 2 p.m. after my nap time and during the children's nap time. Okay, so that is the perfect time for me. I'm gonna put live admin time at 2 p.m. Okay, so try to do that. All right.